He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Dr. Leonard Horowitz is with us for the rest of the hour with investigative journalist Sherri Kane, who helped him write up his lengthy affidavit he's given to the FBI implicating who he believes the evidence shows is behind the purposeful release of this genetically modified and laboratory-produced H1N1. And we're going to talk about a host of issues with both of these researchers, Dr. Leonard Horowitz and Sherri Kane, here in this hour today. I want to get into what's in the vaccine, what the adjuvants do. I talked to Dr. Stan Monteith, who's coming up on the show later this week, medical doctor, and he said it's really bad stuff that's in there, but also that the CDC has issued a report saying that they believe it's going to peak sometime in the next few weeks as the flu vaccine begins. And it's not even killing a lot of people. It's not a big deal. So if it's engineered, why would they engineer something that isn't that deadly? But then the other issue is we know the adjuvants with the anthrax shots with the troops is what was killing them and maiming them. So we'll talk about that with Sherri Kane, Dr. Leonard Horowitz right now today. Great to have you both here with us.
Thanks, Alex. Great to be with you.
Great to be with you, Alex.
How much can you tell us? Tomorrow you're going to be putting out a release on several fronts. How much foreshadowing or sneak peek at that can you give us?
Well, I think that the facts of the adjuvants, the ingredients in the vaccinations, hideously implicate the Baxter Corporation and the links between the Baxter Corporation, Safeway, the entire national health care reform agenda. You're not going to believe. I mean, it's incredible that America's healthcare reform agenda is actually being set and forwarded by people with intimate links to the swine flu vaccine. This is one of the reasons why you go into Safeway food stores today, and they're giving you a 10% discount if you take the shot right then and there in the store. And when you look at who's in charge, we're going to be naming the names. We're going to be showing you the connections between the flu scam and the healthcare reform issues. And please look forward to it. It's going to be a stunning revelation. We're going to ask for a boycott of all Vons as well as Safeway food stores.
Well, here in Texas, and I know it's nationwide, the biggest chain, Walgreens aggressively pushes it when you come in the door. They're like, take a shot. You need it. It's for your children. And they've got bureaucrats and doctors everywhere going to schools, confirmed in the news, saying you got to take it. You got to give it to your kids if you love your kids. CPS is saying it may be abuse if you don't. We've confirmed. We got the letters from nurses, medical workers, people working in daycares and public schools, and these are up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com, confirming that Obama's a liar, saying you won't have to take the shot. Through color of law, they are pushing this aggressively everywhere. Sherri Kane and Dr. Leonard Horowitz, what can you tell us about that?
I can tell you that my latest press release is going to be titled Safeway's Killer Flu Shot Marketing Campaign. What doesn't kill you makes you sicker. Steve Bird, who's the chairman, and he's also the president and CEO of Safeway, and the founder of the Coalition to Advance Healthcare Reform. The organization is called CAHR. Apparently, they're working overtime to promote this vaccination campaign, and they are catering to uninsured, low-income public and blue-collar workers for just under $30. You can walk into Safeway Bonds and get vaccinated. They get you in the front door. Somebody hands you a flyer with a big smile, tells you that they get the flu shot in their in-house pharmacy. On your way out the door, if you don't go for the flu shot, they get you while you're swiping your credit card, which is going to be a photo I took of it in my latest press release, and it's going to show you where they're offering you 10% off your grocery purchases if you get that flu vaccination right there.
I mean, folks, come on. A 10% off the average grocery bill of $150. we're talking about $12, $13.
Exactly.
I mean, they are really pushing this with a government with a history of genetic engineering, of eugenics, of poisoning vaccines, of radiating foster children, of black men and giving them syphilis, Tuskegee. I mean, how would anyone trust these people?
Well, that's it. That's the greatest point. I think you really have to look at how persuasive the mainstream media is and how malfeasant the officials are to actually say that these vaccines are safe and effective when actually the science disproves all of that.
And one of the big questions actually is who's actually giving out these vaccines in the safe way. According to the Infectious Disease Society of America, which is not on our team, they claim that these are travel medicine providers that have no experience, they're unqualified, untrained, they don't know anything about the side effects. If somebody is already not feeling well and they give them these vaccinations, they can be deadly. So, firstly,
that's right. In fact, a medical doctor or a nurse will ask you if you've already been sick, if you've already had the flu, if you've got pre-existing conditions, do you have allergic responses to vaccines? And I was talking to one of my employees. His mother's not in the medical field. She was offered $45 an hour to go to events and give people shots. They're not trained in the multi-use vials to use the needles properly. I mean, this is hellish.
Hellish. It could be contamination, lots of contamination involved, and I would recommend that no one rolls up their sleeve for any vaccination. One of the main ingredients is the MF59, and you spoke about that, which has this the submicron oil and water emulsion of squalene, which is an additive, and it's unlicensed in the U.S.
You know, the other thing that the additive that is implicated is IL-2, interleukin-2. There's also non-oxyl 9. What we're going to be coming out with tomorrow are the links between the fact that Baxter's vaccinations are being produced not in the chicken embryo, but actually in the Vero green monkey kidney tissue cell cultures with SV40, simian virus 40 contaminants.
And that's not your opinion. Bild, the biggest newspaper in Germany, reported that 3 weeks ago. I know you have new info. Give us that new info now. But they have top virologists in the paper saying, look, this is being grown in monkeys with cancer viruses that will kill humans, period.
Right. And then now you understand why they're putting non-oxyl 9 into the adjuvant solution, because it's a viricide. It basically is associated with killing HIV, which is linked to SV40 in the scientific literature.
But the medical doctors I've talked to confirm if this is right. They're saying that with the virus RNA, that it doesn't even kill them, that it just still combines.
That's exactly right. Well, that's why it's such a risk. What they're producing is another potential deadly AIDS, HIV, because they're injecting live reverse-engineered viruses in the flu vaccines with all these recombinants in it, and basically it's literally a witch's brew. I mean, I'm going to stop you.
I'm going to stop you, then I'm going to sit back, and I want you to have the floor, Dr. Horowitz, till we go to break, and we'll come back to Sherri. But I don't want to just glaze over this massive announcement. It is confirmed that they're growing it in the monkey kidneys. It's confirmed those monkeys carry virulent virus that they admit has killed tens of millions worldwide. Government admits that, the SV40, simian cancer virus, and that it's in there. And this is massive news. It's in the German and British news. You'll never hear it here. Explain to people what SV40 does. Go ahead.
Simian virus 40 is the 40th monkey virus ever discovered. It was actually stolen by Dr. Maurice Hilleman. On YouTube, you can actually view the segment I put up several months ago where Hilleman, Merck Sharp & Dohme's, Merck Pharmaceutical Company's chief vaccine developer, admits bringing the AIDS virus into North America in these monkeys that are currently being used by Baxter to produce the flu vaccine.
And he laughs. It's very funny.
Yeah, it's sick. It's actually on YouTube. It's check out Merck vaccine chief brings AIDS to the world. And so what you're looking at is SV40. And I have a publication in Journal Medical Hypotheses that goes into detail about how the hepatitis B vaccines, as well as the polio vaccines, were contaminated. And that this is what, according to all the scientific evidence, brought HIV/AIDS to the world. Now, what they're currently doing, another breaking news, is that #1's man in the United States on HIV/AIDS. He's the AIDS czar for America. His name is Dr. Anthony Fauci. He's the co-patent holder on interleukin-2, which is another adjuvant additive in this vaccine. So what you're looking at is interleukin-2 and its relationship to boosting and actually manipulating the human immune system, combining that with the non-oxyl 9. In essence, this adjuvant is preparing the population to be infected with HIV-like viruses.
So it's a soft kill preparation.
It's actually another mutation of HIV for immune suppression and human population reduction.